Hello everyone, welcome you all for the session 2 of module 5. Last class we discussed what is Information Act 2000, scope and objectives, followed by some of the definitions and the important provisions. Important provisions means what are the legal forms of digital signature and legal form of issuing electronic records, right? So today's topic is attribution, acknowledgement and dispatch of electronic records, right? So already we know the definition called electronic records. So what is a attribution means how it will be created and how it will be justified, acknowledged, and how to dispatch these electronic records, right? So which are very simple. See, attribution of electronic record means it will be attributed to the originator or it was sent by originator himself, right? So who is sending, to whom it is sending, who is a addressee, who is a destination, right? By the person who had the authority to act on behalf of the originator. It can be sent by the exact source, that is the originator, or the person who is having an authority to issue this electronic record, or in other words by an information system programmed or on behalf of originator to operate automatically, right? So that is nothing but will be having some banking sectors or the government authority will be having role to issue these electronic records, right? That is what we call it as attribution of electronic record. Then how it will be verified it is reached or not, right? That is a acknowledgement of receipt. How the originator is agreeing with the addressee after receiving that electronic record, right? So any communication by the addressee automated, right? Through any communication it will be verified it is received, or any conduct of the addressee sufficient to indicate the originator that electronic record has been received. So through any way or any communication address or any sufficient method that will be used to indicate it is received, right? Where the originator has stipulated that electronic record shall be bind only after receipt of the acknowledgement, right? So will be having some time or duration, so within that stipulated time it should be received and it should be acknowledged, right? So that is sent by the originator. If not, it is not from the real source, right? Where the originator has not stipulated that the electronic record shall be binding only on the receipt of such acknowledgement, right? So then that acknowledgement has not been received by the originator. So if after that particular time, so which is not acceptable by the originator, right? So that is what we call it as acknowledgement. Some time will be mentioned, means it within this particular time the electronic record should be received and the acknowledgement should send back. If not within that time, then it is not from the real addressee, right? That is called the acknowledgement. One more thing is dispatch, right? Dispatch of electronic record, what time and which place it should be dispatched, right? Unless as otherwise agreed to between the originator and the addressee. Addressee may be the institute or the organization who may have want to receive these electronic records for their operations, right? So then where the place of that addressee, it may be an organization located in many places or it may be in that workplace, right? So what is a place they are going to mention to that particular place, to that designated computer it will be received. That is what we call it as the dispatch, where it will be dispatched. It may have, the addressee may have many places, but means where the business is going to takes place, right? So it will be what is a place that is specified by this addressee to that particular place it will be sent, right? The electronic record with a time, right? That with a specified time. To that particular time it should be received for that particular addressee, right? That is what how this it will be dispatched. It may be the addressee may have many organization or many places of business, but usually the place of residence in a relation to body corporate means place where it is registered. To that particular place it will be dispatched. Okay, so the next one is called as explain the importance of securing electronic records and digital signature. See, all these complete module is given in terms of questions with answers, so you will be having in the similar way. Okay, this is also important. We need to mention some of the security procedures to be followed to secure electronic records as well as digital signature. The first one is here, securing electronic record means how we need to secure a electronic record. Means any security procedure has been applied to electronic record at a specific point of time. So we need to secure, right? At particular time we need to secure the record, because after some time it won't be invalid, right? Or if it is attacked by some attacker, it won't be valid, right? So that is what how it should be secured. Then secure digital signature, right? So if any which is algorithm is used, or what are the keys that are used, it is compromised means so it is not having any validity. So we need to secure the algorithm and the keys that are going to use. So if by application of security procedure agreed by the parties, right? So they are agreeing some security procedure, so it can be verified that digital signature at the time it was affixed. What time it is affixed and whether the subscriber can able to identify created by the sender. So it should have a exclusive control, and it should be, and those signature is not simply generated, it will be having some relationship between the source and that particular subscriber, right? Who is generating the digital signature, affixing the signature, and that particular subscriber, right? In other words, it is alter means it is invalid, because there will be some relation between that particular signature. That is how we can secure. Then security procedure means all these will be taking place by the government, so it will be having some rules and regulation. That's what central government for the purpose of this act. So there will be a security procedure, right? What is the nature of transaction, then level of sophistication of the parties with reference to their technological capacity, the volume of similar transactions engaged by other parties, or the availabilities of alternatives offered to but rejected by any party, the cost of alternative procedures, right? So etc. So these are called as some of the security procedures, right, that are given by this government, central government. So we'll be having some security procedure, that is called as what is the how we can secure these electronic records as well as digital signature. The next one is called regulation of certifying authority. Here CA already we know will be having the authority to issue this certificate, public key certificate, and how it will be nominated, how CA will be selected, and what are the main roles of the controller, right? So this is another major important question. We'll see first what is a regulation of certifying authorities. The central government may be by notification in the official gazette appoint this controller of certifying authorities for the purpose of this act, and may also be same or subsequent notification appoint such a number of DC, deputy controllers, as well as assistant controller as it deems fit, right? So central government in this official circular it will appoint this controller of CA, controller of certifying authority, along with this DC and AC, right? This controller shall discharge his function under this act subject to general control and directions of the central government. So he will be under the monitoring of government. So this DC and AC shall perform functions assigned to them by the controller under general superintendence and control of the controller. The qualification, experience, terms and conditions of service of controller, deputy controller and assistant controller shall be such as may be prescribed by the government, as well as the head office and branch office of this controller shall be at such places as the central government may specify, right? So that is what there shall be a seal of this officer of the controller, right? So that is what, how this controller will be appointed and what are the roles, right? So the next important is called as who is a controller, or outline of his function, or controller powers, or what are the main functions. It is a one compulsory important question. Okay, thank you.